It's time to step into your unapologetic self so you can bring your message without worrying what are people going to say. Because if you're constantly going to do that, you're going to filter yourself. You're going to worry what people are going to say and therefore never speak your truth. But in order for you to be able to speak your truth, you have to become your unapologetic self. Welcome to Women Thrive Season 5. This season, you can expect incredible conversations with women from all around the world. We at Women Thrive, not only do we put on incredible conversations with women, host events, retreats, publish a magazine, publish books, and we have created a platform for every woman to shine and share her message. So you right now tapping into a podcast that is globally recognized as the place for women to be and share their message. Be inspired, be part of the conversation, and let's thrive together. Hello and welcome to Women Thrive Podcast. My name is Raimonda and I will be your host for today's podcast. Today's special episode is celebrating 50 issues since Women Thrive magazine has launched. And I'm really excited to talk to you about our journey as a media publisher, as Women Thrive Media, as well as all the amazing accomplishments and the story behind starting and also curating Women Thrive magazine. So if you have been our maybe loyal follower of our podcast, maybe you have been reading Women Thrive magazine, today I will take you behind the scenes of the Women Thrive magazine and all the incredible things that we still have planned for you. Now, I'm so grateful for you being here, part of our journey at Women Thrive, because only by you participating in our community, reading our even posts or reading our magazine or listening to this podcast, this is how we are able to spotlight more women on our platform, celebrate more women, but also to know that there is someone on the other side. I can tell you it's quite daunting to record even this video or a podcast and hope that somebody is going to find this content. Now, I know that many of you are watching. I know because we receive messages, emails, comments, and also we see it in the number of views. So that means you're all watching, you're all enjoying the content, and you're supporting this very movement. So one of the reasons why I personally started, I always say we because I believe we are a community, we're in this together. But one of the reasons why I started Women Thrive community and the platform is for the place that we could have as women collectively. I think especially in today's world, we really need safe space for women. We need a place where we can have a voice, where we can have a platform. And we know that our voices are celebrated. Our stories are needed in this world. And through all the incredible things that we do at Women Thrive, from hosting in-person events, retreats, our virtual summit that happens every year, I am proud to say the community that we have curated and women that we bring together through all these amazing events and media platforms, the whole mission is to empower each other through our stories, through the things that we share, through our commitment to be in this together. Because I know personally, being on this journey, it can also feel very lonely, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're pursuing a career, but just being a woman in today's world can often feel isolating. Now, I'm a mom of two. I just become mom second time around 8 weeks ago. And I can tell you just being a mom can oftentimes feel very isolating, that you're in it alone. You're just at home with your babies and you're thinking, well, who do I talk to? Who's out there listening? And then when I was coming back from maternity leave, joining some of our community calls, joining some of our networking calls and client calls, it just reminded me that we're all in this together. It reminded me that we have a community, a group of women who are also in it, in the trenches themselves, trying to figure things out, right? Maybe right now you're trying to work it out, which direction to go in your business, in your career. Maybe you're reinventing yourself. Maybe you're wanting to find something new, your new mission, new purpose. And guess what? You're not alone because many women go through the same things. And the way we know it is by sharing our stories. And this is why the Women Thrive magazine, I've got so many of them around me, but I will share this one to start with that I'm really proud of. All of us are in it together. It doesn't matter where you have come from. It doesn't matter what background, what race, what religion you are. We all share some of the same things, some of the same experiences, going through professional careers, maybe going through menopause, maybe going through motherhood, personal development journeys. We're all in it together. So I always say that we have more that unites us than separates us. And having been on this journey with Women Thrive since 2020, I know personally that, from all the stories these women shared, there's so many similar things that we share, right? Facing adversity, maybe facing difficult situations in relationships, in professional careers, being discriminated against, having to find our voice, find our identity, escape from abusive relationships. All of those things other women have gone through. But unless media starts to spotlight our stories, we will never know, right? We will feel isolated. And that's why when we started Women Thrive, this was the mission. And I say we because let me take you right back to the way Women Thrive magazine started. Now, Women Thrive magazine started in 2021. And this was a year of my own reinvention. Now, we were hosting, I say we again, just because this is a community and this is the way I like to address our organization. I was hosting our summit in 2021. This was the first summit post. It wasn't post pandemic, it's still quite in pandemic, but it was the first one after the 2021, which the reason why we hosted the Women Thrive Summit in 2020 was because we had to pivot our live in-person event, which was going to be one of our first biggest events in Atlanta or just internationally, and COVID happened. So we had to rethink what we're going to do with this event. And so we turned it into virtual. The following year, I had around 45 speakers who were going to feature at the Women Thrive Summit. And so I wanted to expand our reach. I wanted for all of us to make more impact, to have more visibility. And so I encouraged all of us speakers to write an article. I said, look, if you can write an article, I want to get us published in some media journals, in maybe some publications. So what I will do, I will take your article and try and pitch it to the media or try and get it published somewhere. Now, in about 3 months leading up to the event, I gathered around 20 articles from some of the speakers. And together we published these pieces. Well, I published them in various magazines, articles, publications, platforms that I was able to find, reach. And that was an amazing success. But I thought instead of these articles being spread out all across different social media and platforms and maybe links, which we'll never find again, how about we pull all of these beautiful stories into a Canva design, right? In one publication. So I did that and I pulled all the articles together. And this was our first Women Thrive magazine. And I was like, I love it. I love being able to spotlight women's voices and empower them to know that their stories matter. And also through the power of these stories, empower other people. And that was a decision I made. I said, okay, how about we start a magazine? It sounds crazy. It sounds audacious and it's bold, right? But something inside of me said that this is needed. This is needed right now. And when I first started, I didn't have any experience of running a magazine. I didn't know how to make it successful. All I knew, I had an idea and I had a vision of what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to publish everyday women's stories, right? I didn't want to focus on celebrities, on women who are very, very successful and feature them. No, I wanted to feature women like myself and you and another woman next door who's starting a business, who growing a business, who may be a coach, who maybe have gone through some career changes. I just wanted to feature real life stories of women. And so we set out, and every month we started every other month, and then we turned our publication into a monthly magazine. And it was very much just put together. It didn't look like this, or it didn't look like this, right? It was very much just put together to start with. And I raced every month to pull together enough content and enough ideas and articles to make this a reality. And it started to take off. Women started to pay attention, and I wasn't paying attention to as much traffic that we were getting. I was just working on it. We created a website. I had a developer who joined our team, who started it. And over the time, I started to find more people to support my vision. Until one day, I looked at our stats more recently, maybe than last year, and I realized we're getting 10,000 hits on our website, 10,000 hits a month. And I had no idea how that happened. I had no idea that we were reaching that level of traction. But I knew it was starting to get traction because I could see the number of engagements. I could see that women were submitting their stories. And to be honest, to make a magazine success in today's world, it's not an easy thing because publishing is not easy. And we gone to print. So I'm very, very proud that I think it was September 2022 when we gone from just very simple put together kind of in-house baked magazine to having a professional editor join our team. And this is when things have changed. This is when we started to really look at all the professional guidelines of what a magazine should look like, the copy, the various components, even like things like editor's note and things like contents page, right? It takes quite a bit to pull together a contents page. You would be surprised, but this is actually a hard thing. And just various structural things of these magazines. And so after our editor joined, it took a couple months before the magazine started to look like a real professional magazine. And roughly, what was it, about 6 months later, which was March 2023, we gone to print for the first time. I looked at our magazine, I think it was January, and I said, a magazine now looks like something you would want to hold in your hands and have in print. Like it looked professional enough to go to print. And so March 2023 was our first print edition of the Women Thrive magazine. And we held a summit, and all the women who were on that summit featured on the cover. And so every March, we decided that it won't be just, let's say, one woman on the cover of the magazine, but it's going to be a group. So every March, to celebrate Women's History Month and International Women's Day, we feature a group of women on our cover. And so for the March edition of 2025, we were in Miami in person. This was our book launch event for the Women Thrive Volume 3 in Spanish and Volume 4 book release. And to celebrate this special moment, we had all of our authors and some of our community members and speakers from that summit join us in person. And so we put together a photo shoot where we actually stood here at the steps of a courthouse in Miami, right next to the public library where our event was being held. And we done this photo shoot. And in this moment, it was quite a special moment, a very, very heartwarming moment. This was really early in the morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. We were laughing actually, because as we stood there taking photos, there was a bunch of people running on the street. So there was Miami marathon that day. And so in the morning, there were people already out on the streets running. And as we were taking photos, people were on the street running by and cheering. We were cheering them and they were cheering us. And it was such a fun moment to share. And just to remind that, look, women today are stepping forward. We're stepping forward. We're bringing our voices to the spotlight. We're starting to speak our truth. We're advocating for the things that matter. And to see, to represent, right? To be on these steps, taking these pictures by the courthouse, which again is a place of power and authority. And to be there and have people running by and together we're cheering each other on, there is a celebration of women happening right now. And we're creating this movement. You're part of the movement because you're listening to this. You're part of the community. And I'm really, really proud. I'm really proud to see more women starting to not be afraid, not dim their light, not worry about, even maybe we do, but not worry about what people are going to say about us, but instead be courageous to speak our truth. And it's not easy. I know it's not easy for someone who lost her voice. I lost my voice when I was mid-20s, lost my identity, lost my confidence. Speaking on stage, even turning on a camera and being able to speak into a camera to an audience that they not hear was not an easy thing. It was very, very, very daunting. And I see this every day when I work with women that we have to overcome a lot of our own challenges, a lot of our own demons in order to do this. So I acknowledge that putting yourself forward is not an easy thing. Now, I know this also because when I started to put myself forward as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I struggled with creating an angle, a story angle that a media would want. And I went out and I bought some magazines and I thought, okay, well, let me have a look. What kind of stories media are currently covering on women, on entrepreneurship, on success, on their thought leadership? And to tell you the truth, I didn't find so many. I didn't find stories that looked like me or women that looked like me, that sounded like me, that weren't in some scandal. They were just simply ambitious, courageous, and wanted to create a difference, make a difference with their business, with their idea, with their mission. And the truth is, there weren't many publications that I found where we could publish our speaker stories, but also my own story. That's one, right? I didn't find many publications. Two, I didn't find that media wanted to know about the incredible things that we were doing. Media didn't want to know. And the more I went out to pitch my story, I realized that media don't care. There are not many platforms that care about our big missions, about our stories, about our businesses. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to take a big, bold step and start Women Thrive magazine that celebrates women who may be a little bit different, maybe women who have been overlooked, maybe women who stand in their courage and speak their truth. Sometimes women who may offend somebody. And in my hands, I'm holding January 2025 edition of the magazine. Months prior, I just shaved my hair. And I'm featuring on the cover of this magazine. It's very bold, in your face. And the message behind it is really, how can we step into our unapologetic selves in order to make an impact? How can we step into our unapologetic selves in order to share our message on a global stage to a global audience? And the reason why I say being unapologetic is because in order for you to really speak your truth, You have to not care about what people are going to say, what they're going to think. And so, similarly, when I shaved my hair in November 24, I've gone through such a big reinvention period in my life that I realized my hair doesn't make me. It doesn't make me the woman that I am. I make me. I got here through challenges, through facing my own demons, facing difficult situations. I got here on my own, right? I'm the one that brought myself here. And so if people want to throw stones at me, might as well just say, I don't care because I'm here for bigger reason, bigger purpose. And so if you feel like you have a big message, a big movement, a mission, it's time to step into your unapologetic self so you can bring your message without worrying what are people going to say. Because if you're constantly going to do that, you're going to filter yourself. You're going to worry what people are going to say and therefore never speak your truth. But in order for you to be able to speak your truth, you have to become your unapologetic self. So that's something that I share to our community and in my talks, how I went through my own reinvention period and rebuilt myself in order to become my unapologetic version of myself that allows me today to speak my truth, to stand on stage, to own my message, to go from someone who was silent, who was very timid on stage, who, didn't believe in her own story, her truth, to now being able to inspire many, many people worldwide and also host a podcast, host big events for women that empower women. So this month, which is December 2025, I am very, very proud to say this is our 50th edition of the Women Thrive magazine. To reach 50 issues has been an incredible journey of trial and error, of doing some amazing things, reading a lot of amazing stories, publishing a lot of women in our magazine, and just being proud that I've taken a seed of an idea that was at a mission to publish everyday women's stories to now where it is today, be in print. So I'm excited that we are now, as a magazine, we have been in print for two years, I think. We have just launched, and if you're listening this right now, we have just launched a brand new website. So we just finished rebuilding our digital platform, our magazine, that now gets more than 10,000 monthly hits on our website. I'm excited that finally we have rebuilt our magazine with a new layout, with new infrastructure, and we just released a brand new digital subscription. So if you want to get access to all of our magazines, all of our past issues of our magazine, now you can do that on our website and get access to all of our past editions. And I'll talk to you about some more editions in a moment. So right now you can have a digital subscription at £29 a month, a year, and you get access to all of our past and future editions as long as you stay subscribed. So that's incredible value. Entire library of 50 issues will be there for you. And also you can subscribe in print. So now it's £100 a year to receive a copy of our magazine in print every month. So very excited about a new website launch, which just happened, and go on there, Women Thrive magazine, and check it out. Additionally, what we're offering to women right now is ability to actually advertise. So we're going to open some amazing advertising opportunities. So if you want your brand, your business to be featured on our website, in our magazine, to have that exposure to now more than 600,000 followers across our different social media channels, now you can also inquire about advertising opportunities, and that will be available in the magazine and also on our website. And I'm excited because historically, advertising, especially in magazines, would cost thousands and thousands of dollars to advertise. Now we are keeping our advertising investments very, very low compared to what industry is doing right now. And this is again to make our magazine more accessible to entrepreneurs, business owners, not just corporates or biggest brands. We want to feature women with businesses, podcasts, coaching programs, whatever it is that you're selling, make it accessible to be featured in a mainstream magazine. This year in 2025, we've done something different. We not just relied on our own distribution channel, social media, or websites and the traffic that we're getting. Actually, this year we started to partner with a distribution channel who is or has been distributing our magazine in various locations in print. So we're almost reaching 1,000 copies every month, and it's quite an investment to distribute these. But it's exciting that our magazine now is starting to reach luxury hotels across the United Kingdom and London, spas, airport lounges. So we're in Aspire Airport Lounge. We're also at Gatwick and Stansted Express. So if you travel through and go to the airport or you go to Aspire Lounges, you will be able to pick up a free copy of our magazine. Also, some corporate buildings, such as the BBC and the Gherkin, and a couple other really well-known buildings, corporate buildings in London, also in Manchester and Birmingham. And yeah, like I said, luxury hotels and spas. So if you travel, if you are a woman who travels, especially you're in the UK, keep an eye out for our magazine. So we have been increasing our distribution every single month. So more subscriptions and more people reading and supporting our magazine or investing in advertising means we're able to expand our reach and expand our distribution channels, and therefore support more women who are entrepreneurs, business owners, everyday women who are doing something. So very, very proud that we have been able to do that. And moving forward, we will continue to invest even more so in our magazine distribution, therefore reach more people. So we want to feature you. If you have a story, do go on to Women Thrive magazine. Go ahead and submit your article to us. We love to talk about all things from women empowerment, confidence, career reinvention, how to break barriers and glass ceilings, how to go through life challenges, divorces, career pivots, motherhood, whatever it is that your thing is, whatever you've gone through and you have a big message to share, we want to hear from you. And we feature, I think, about 12 articles every month in our magazine, and also potentially feature more articles on our digital platforms. So again, as a subscriber, you will be able to support us. And I'm very, very excited. So 50 issues. I hope many, many more issues to come, as long as we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, as long as we're empowering women, as long as we're featuring interesting stories, and as long as our readers are supporting our platform. And I know you have been really, really incredible support, because even just through the podcast, we reached top 5% globally listened podcasts, and that's not an easy thing. And you, the listener, have helped us reach it. And through your feedback and testimonials and reviews that you leave, comments that you share on some of these episodes, that has helped us reach this stage. So let us know if you have any questions. I'd love to do more solo episodes on the podcast, bring you some more inspiration and topics that you're interested in. So leave a comment below. Let us know what kind of conversations you want to be having. Maybe there is something that you want to tap into as far as our knowledge and expertise. Maybe there is a particular person that you want to see on the podcast. Nominate them. And excited to share that as of January, well, now in December, we're opening nominations. So what we're going to be doing is every month we're going to be selecting maybe 10 or 15 nominated women in various sectors, I would say, So we're going to be featuring women based on the theme of the month. So maybe it would be in tech or innovation or publishing or women in coaching. So have a look on our Women Thrive Media website or womenthrivemagazine.com website and see what nominations we have. So the way the nominations is going to work is yourself. If you want to put yourself forward, you can put yourself forward. Or if you have a mentor or coach or someone who you believe would be a great winner of nominations, put them forward, because what we want to do is we want to reach more women and spotlight more women so the world can get to know them, right? There's so many heroes, heroines in our daily lives and in our professional circles and networks that go undiscovered. They just do what they do quietly and nobody knows about them. And what we want to do is every month we select a theme or an industry where we want to spotlight more women from your industry. So we want you to nominate the women that you want to celebrate. And so what we can do is you put the nominations, we review your nominations, we select the women who we feel are the most inspiring and who would make a great spotlight on our magazine, and we will spotlight these 10 or 15 women who do incredible things in the industry. And so this helps us make more impact and also spotlight more women, just because we only have 50 plus pages on each magazine and therefore we can't spotlight everyone, but through nominations we can spotlight 10 or 15 women in all in one go. I want to share with you a couple covers that I am proud of, and just to showcase the kind of stuff that we're talking about, we're writing about, the kind of women we're featuring. Now, one of the first ones I want to share with you is a cover with a beautiful Coilette James. So Coilette, if you have been involved in our community, you may have met her. She hosts a monthly, or actually a weekly TV show on our platform. And I'm really excited about featuring Coilette in our magazine because she has been really a flame keeper in our community. She's seen my vision. We connected back in 2021, I think 2022, and she was a speaker on the 22 Summit. And then we gone on to publish a book, the Women Thrive book, she was in the first edition. And I remember when she saw me, when we had a conversation about what I do, she's like, I can't remember exact words she said to me, but she's like, I see you, I see your heart, I see your mission, and your mission is so much bigger than yourself. And just remember, you are here to make a big impact. And she's a great speaker, an amazing speaker. And I have had the pleasure of not only hosting her once on our summit, twice on our summit, actually. And now she's co-hosting a Women Thrive Summit 2026. Met her in real life twice in Miami, and also she came to see us in Valencia and done a Thrive Talks production in Valencia, and I'll tell you more about that another day. But Coilette has made a great cover, and she really talks about the roar of the lioness. And what she shared to me about the lioness is when lionesses are in a pack, there is no hierarchy of one lioness. Lionesses work together to protect their clan, to protect their cubs. And therefore they find that each one have a role to play, whether they go hunting, whether they're taking care of their cubs. And the power of lionesses, these are the protectors of the pack, right? These are the women, the females, and the world in the wild that create communities, and they support and nurture and protect their communities. So she really talks about the mindset of a lioness, the kind of mindset that you gotta have in order to protect your community, and the way lionesses work together to survive, right? And this really reflects the current move of communities, women communities, and how we need to foster this mindset of the lionesses. we need to have in order to be successful, in order to grow, in order to advance as women. And so she saw my vision back in the day, the beginnings of the Women Thrive, and she said, "You have something special on your hands." And whatever the reason why we connected has been a divine intervention for us to collaborate. And so we have collaborated extensively over the years. And I saw an opportunity to spotlight Colette in April in our magazine. And I'm very, very proud, and also proud to bring her back to Women Thrive Summit 2026, where she'll be co-hosting. Other issues that I want to share with you, there is one behind me. And this issue is with myself and my co-host, Abigail. And Abigail has been such a rock in the podcast, in the community, in the summit production. And if you're a loyal follower of the Women Thrive podcast, you definitely have gotten to know Abigail as my co-host of this podcast. Now, I love this cover because I think this is the first, maybe the second, this was the first time I believe that we met in person. So I hired Abigail in 2023 when I was going on a maternity leave. So there was a couple months before I gave birth to my first daughter. And when she joined the team, I trained her, I relayed the vision of what Women Thrive is all about. And I invited her, after giving birth, I invited her to my house in Valencia to say, "Come on over, let's do some strategy sessions together. And also, let's do a photo shoot for the cover." And so we done this photo shoot for the cover of December 2023 Women Thrive magazine. I was just 3 months postpartum. And I'm proud of it because in this edition of the Women Thrive magazine, December 23, we talk about collaboration over competition. And so when I first met Abigail, on the outside, it looked like we are competitors. It looked like maybe we kind of do the same things because we both talked about visibility and leadership, and some of the things that we were talking about really overlapped. So when the first time I met Abigail, I loved what she was doing. I respected her. It looked like we were kind of in competition, but we never really saw each other like that. We had a great call as a discovery call, and we followed each other on social media, but we never really kind of collaborated over anything until the time has come. And her name popped up. Somebody else mentioned her name and said, "Hey, why don't you invite Abigail to be someone in your organization, your community, who would be a great asset for you?" And so when we had our discovery call, it was very, very clear that our values, our goals, our missions, everything really aligned. And the person I was looking for is like the second in charge of me, because I needed to go and have a baby and have maternity leave. She would be the great person who could continue to carry everything whilst I wasn't around. And I'm really proud to have her in our community. She's, again, another amazing flame keeper and cheerleader for women empowerment, and also what Women Thrive stands for. Every time she talks to anyone or anywhere, she really truly advocates for Women Thrive because she believes in it, and that's what it's all about. So this edition was collaboration over competition. Again, another powerful way to say we women have to come together, lock our hands together, and not see another woman as a competition. And you never know what it could lead to. And for me, this was a relationship that continued to foster, and I continue to grow. And Abigail is now my co-host for the summit, for the podcast, for many retreats and events that we do. And I'm really proud to have women like her in our corner, in our community. Couple more covers. As I mentioned earlier, every March we do a collaborative cover, and this year has been one in Miami, which I talked a little bit about. And some of these women have been featured in our previous summit and also our volume 4 of the Women Thrive book. And there are such amazing women with powerful stories. I love them all dearly. And then some of the women we also helped and supported with their solo books. So there is a part of Women Thrive that is a media company and a publishing company. So what we do is we publish books, and not only collaborative books, but also solo authorship books. So one of the books, I don't know if I can reach it. One of the books that we have published was Cassandra Love Lambert. And I had the absolute pleasure working with Cassandra beginning of this year in 2025 to bring her memoir into this world. So I got to be the editor on for her book and bring it all together. And then we published and publicized it in February as at our Miami event, but also through our various media channels. So really proud. This woman has gone through incredible life challenges. She was abused as a kid and gone through difficult relationships, and a lot of it that she shares very candidly in this book. I couldn't put this down. It says, Into the Light, Becoming My Own Hero. If you ever have an opportunity, please grab a copy of this book, because I couldn't put this book down. It was so, so inspirational. And I am proud to be able to feature women who have overcome things like abuse, and especially childhood abuse is so, so hard, so demeaning, and so life-changing, because when you have gone through something like that, it changes your life forever. It's never the same. You may go through toxic relationships, you may have suicide thoughts, and it's really, really traumatic. So I'm proud to have been able to work with and feature many women who have gone through such difficult situations in life and came out on and the other side of creating success, creating freedom, and healing from trauma. Now, you see a lot of women, young women, on the covers of magazines, and sometimes it get you fooled that you have to be young, beautiful, and so in order to be covered on the cover of the magazine. And yes, indeed, media does sometimes prefer or are selective on women of young age. Now, I'm very proud not to be biased, especially age bias, when it comes to our covers. And recently, in June 2024, we have covered the story of someone very special. So this lady is Diane Gilman. She's the queen of jeans. She's probably one of our most well-known and successful women we have covered in our magazine. Now, the time when this feature came out, a month before her 80th birthday. So she's a Leo, and she had her 80th birthday in 2024. And she is such a powerhouse woman. So the reason why she is the queen of jeans is because she founded a jeans company and was incredibly and widely successful on CVQ and other sales channels. So I have had the opportunity not only feature Diane and interview her for our magazine, but also see her in person in London. So we've done an interview with Diane Gilman. And also we published her story in the Volume Thrive, Volume 3 book. So we shared her story of overcoming cancer diagnosis and healing herself, and how in her age, she's still advocating for women to reinvent themselves. And I'm very excited and proud to have been able to work with women like Diane that tells women it's never too late. At whatever stage of your life you are at, it is never too late to pursue your dream, to pursue a new career. And I'm definitely very proud of this cover. So if you get the chance to subscribe to the digital publication, make sure you check out June 2024 edition of the Women Thrive magazine, and it features Diane Gilman. I had so much fun meeting Diane. She is such a diva and just incredible woman with some powerful, powerful life stories. Now, we featured many other women, and some of my favorite covers that just looked stunning, but also these women have powerful missions. We covered Mompreneur. She is the feature of Mompreneur Success through vulnerable storytelling of Elenia Fernandez. So she is a Latina woman, really, really inspirational lady, and she has some great stories to share. Safa was on our Women Thrive Summit in 25, and she is such a powerhouse. What a powerful voice and the message she has. So she's talking about healing beyond the love and light. So definitely check that one out. Gorgeous cover. Really love the red on her. This one really pops, and I had so much fun interviewing Angelina Baudry, and she talks about how women in leadership can really lead from an authentic place, and she reinvented her career in a man-driven world and now has her own business. And I loved having this conversation. She is based out in Australia, has a mega successful business that she's founded, consulting on safety and also coaching. So she has an incredible story, and I love this article and featuring her. We interviewed Samantha Hearn. She's another entrepreneur and a coach in the UK. And we got to interview her, and she talks about genuine community building and as a woman in business. And she has a very successful business in the UK. Really enjoyed, again, featuring her. Lots of amazing features. This one is with Dovile. So she is a Lithuanian entrepreneur. She had her master's degree in the UK, and I went back to to Lithuania to create a mega successful community. And again, she talks about the success of starting a membership business. She just also had her first baby when I had my second one, and I had a great chat with Davila, and she shared her story and her success tips for starting your own membership or community. And this magazine got featured at her event with more than 300 people, which I'm really proud of. And we got to reach women in Lithuania. So that's our goal, to really expand our magazine to a global audience through different distribution channels in the UK, in Lithuania, in the United States. Now also we're reaching women in Dubai and the UAE. And yeah, we are all across the world, and you can subscribe from being anywhere in the world. Of course, I want to share a cover of myself, which really loved doing the photo shoot, and this was my own real reinvention moment. And how often do you see a woman on the cover of a magazine with no hair? And I wanted to share a powerful message of being unapologetic and stepping in your true authentic self and bringing your message into the world. So I featured in January 25. It's time, ladies, it's time. Whether you want to go bold, you want to go big, or you just want to share your story for the first time. Maybe you've never been featured in the media before. It doesn't matter. Bring your story to Women Thrive. Subscribe to our magazine. Have the courage to step out and bring your story to the world. And I promise you that somebody out there needs to hear it. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode. I love seeing your comments, love seeing your engagement. Make sure you leave a comment below, subscribe, and also share this podcast with anyone that you think would inspire. Congratulations to Women Thrive team. Wouldn't be able to do this without them, who now brought together our 50th edition of the Women Thrive magazine. Super proud. And this year in March 2026, we're going to have one of our biggest virtual Women Thrive summits. So do make sure you subscribe and save your spot for the Women Thrive magazine for the Women Thrive summit happening this March. Thank you all for listening, and I look forward to seeing you on another episode. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Women Thrive Podcast. I'm so thankful for you as a listener for spending time with us, myself and my co-host Abigail, to hear our conversations with our guests. If you have had the opportunity to hear our podcast, do make sure you leave a review and share this episode with your audience as well. This has helped us reach the 5 top % globally ranked podcasts, as well as reach more than 30,000 downloads to date. Your support means so much to us, and this is how we get to reach more people around the world. At Women Thrive Media, we're here to amplify voices of women and empower women to take the center stage and shine a spotlight on their messages.